Hey, how are you guys doing today? Welcome to another episode of Fridays Are for Friends, where I'm here with an amazing artist, Hokulani. Tell us a little bit about the song you just performed, Lost on a Sunday.
So I wrote this song in 2023, I believe. And it was one of those that just like fell out on the page. I was working actually like my last shift at an old job, and it was a Sunday and it was raining outside. And I remember like looking out the doors and we were like dead in the store. And I was like, started writing the beginning of the song, and I was literally just like, my future is waiting. I have to get out of here and go to my studio. And they like let me go home early, and I was like, I love that job. Shout out Rock Creek. But I just was like, yeah, this season is like coming to a close. I was about to move, I think to Colorado at that time. I don't remember, but um, I remember just being like, I need to go home right now and finish this song. And then I went home, I got in the studio, and like, I had this chord progression, the one you hear in the song, and it just was like, I'd waited months and months and months. And that day when I started writing the lyrics, I had been saving it because I was like, something really good is going to happen on this one. Like, I'm not going to touch this until I know this is the one. And I literally was like, I have to go home, gotta go like get in the studio. And I went home and I was like, this is the one. I sat down, started like elaborating on the lyrics, and just started doing some vocal takes, and the whole song just fell out. It was raining outside, and the whole vibe just set the song. And actually, the vocal takes in the final like mix and master were the ones that I took that day, and I tried to rework them because I hated them. I was like, this sounds bad. Like, this is like, it was so raw and so intense, and I was like uncomfortable hearing it back. I did like some harmony stacks on it, and I was like, this kind of helps a little bit. Like, it lessens the intensity of the vocals, but then, like, literally, even with the last, like, engineer I worked with, I was like, we spent like a day or two trying to retake the originals, and I was just like, he was like looking at me, I'm looking at him, and we were like, yeah, like, it's not happening again. And so, yeah, it just like all fell out in one day, and ended up finishing the song in Atlanta like 2 years later, and now it's out. So,
It's crazy how those songs that you record on the day that you're feeling them, how it's so hard to recreate those
you can't
vocals.
touch it.
It's impossible.
Yeah, you
So no
can't
matter
touch
how much
it.
you hate it, you just gotta kind of
I
keep it
know.
and just do little things to it.
And I learned a lot from just like really owning that it was like, you know what, that was the song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I did a lot, I did some other like guitar stuff
Yeah.
to it and whatnot, but like, yeah, it was just kind of like, this is this thing,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah. Speaking about the guitar, when did you pick it up? What inspired you and what made it your primary instrument?
Mm. um I feel like I was always like, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I was a kid, my grandpa had like a Hawaiian band, and I remember being like 4 years old, just like laying on the floor, like listening, like taking my nap on the floor, listening to them like rehearse. And I was just like, wow, that's so cool. My grandpa is like, he's not even ambidextrous because he's like right-handed, but he plays the guitar upside down and backwards, which is crazy because it's like they make left-handed guitars, but he plays the ukulele normal. Um, but I just remember being like, wow, that's the coolest thing. And then like getting older and seeing like electric guitar, lead guitar, and just being like, that's cool. Like, everybody, thinks it, like, people all the time are like, oh yeah, you're the cool one. Like, you do that thing. And I'm like, I don't know. I just like always like, it was almost like I don't want to say task, but it was almost like, that's what I want to do. And I know it's going to be hard, but like, I want to be the person that puts in the work to do the hard thing, to be able to do that thing and do it well. So yeah, I think I started playing when I was like 11. Somewhere, I mean, like I had a guitar kind of always, and like my siblings, like my sisters got like piano lessons, but I never did. So I was like always like stealing their books, and I was teaching myself piano, or I'd like have them teach me, my mom, or like um yeah, but it was always like, I'm gonna learn this so that when I get a guitar, like I'm gonna be able to do that thing. And then I think it was somewhere like 10, 11. I got my first guitar, and I had so many guitars that were so hard to play because they were like not for kids or beginners, and they were like heavy, and like my fingers hurt always. And but I remember getting my first electric and being like, actually the guitar I brought today was one of the first ones that I was like, wow, like this is easy. This feels good. Like I never knew that that mattered so much. And then like it just kind of took off from there, because I was like, oh, like it's not that I'm terrible at this. It's I didn't have the right setup. And then like from there I just like was like trading guitars with, like, I was the weird like 13, 14, 15-year-old girl that was like in the guitar shop just like talking to the old man that ran the store. And I was like, hey, I have this thing, like how much would you trade me for that? And like just started getting like nicer and nicer guitars, and really being able to like connect with them. And like some of them, it's like some of your cheapest guitars, like they feel good because you have like a relationship with them. And even like the one that I played today is like I've written most of my songs on it, and I've paid the least for it. Like I have some really nice ones I play for shows, but like that one is like I can throw it in a bag and I can go sit on the beach, or I can go for a hike, or like whatever, and like still like I've traveled the country with it, and like I can just sit down and be like, still have that same feeling of like, wow, that's the one, like you know. And I think the majority of this song actually came out on that one too. That's why I brought it. So yeah, it's like it's a weird thing, and I have had so many of them, but that connection is like the music literally comes from that. It's like hand to strings. So
and you obviously connected like multiple instruments too, like the drums, the keys, ukulele, guitar. How does playing all those instruments inspire how you write songs?
So actually some of the first lessons I got was on drums, because that was another thing, is when I was like 12, 13, I was like, oh, the drums are sick. Like the drums are so cool. And I was just like, how does this work? Like I remember just like watching drummers and being like, how do you do that? How does that like come out within a song? And I just kind of felt like whatever I could learn from all of the things would be a whole song. So it was like, if I can learn some of the drums, I'll be a better guitar player. If I can learn the guitar, like I can also play the guitar and pay attention to the drums. And like keys like kind of came from like my mom played, my grandpa played on my mom's side. And there was always like sheet music around, and pretty much always growing up we had like a real stand-up piano. And so like it was one of those things that was like, it was so big. There was like in the house, and like I like my sisters and I would just like play and sing together just like for fun all the time. So it was like I didn't really think about how much I played it. But similarly, I feel like guitar started to click when I like learned how to translate between the two. It was like neither one worked until I started to see them both for music. Almost. That's when guitar like really clicked. Was I was like, oh, it's like every string is a whole piano. And I was like, that's why it's so hard. But like now it's like, even when I go back to the piano, I feel like originally too, I would just naturally not overthink the piano like I overthink the guitar. Like I feel like a lot of my songs started out on the piano because it was like I wasn't really thinking about it. It was just like, oh, this works and this is fun and like whatever. But then, you know, when you start calling yourself a guitar player, it's like, okay, well, like I play guitar now, and like you want to be really good at the craft that you do, and it's easy to overthink it when you're always trying to be better at something.
Yeah. And looking ahead, I guess, what kind of projects are you looking to make? What's like the direction for it? If you have any ideas.
Probably like promote my own music. I'm
Yeah.
so busy being a live player and just like living life that like the whole like promotion thing a lot of the time like falls to the back burner because it's like, well, yes, it pays off in the long run, but it's also like when you're doing live music, people are right in front of you. And I've been doing that for like years. And it's honestly, since I was a kid, it was like, even when I was a kid, it was like, you know, parents, friends come over and they're like, play something for us. And it's like, I'm playing Johnny Cash on my acoustic. Like, that's kind of what I grew up with. And so it's like, to move from that to like getting paid to do it and like all these different levels to the thing that we do, it's like, I don't know, it's the whole like, let me capture the moment and then let me trim the moment and then let me explain the moment and then let me share it with the world. It's like the moment already happened. I literally am already the person that's on the other side of that. So like, oh sorry, but like I'm literally already the person that's moved to the other side of the moment. And so it's like, that's a big thing, is like I've already done a lot of stuff, so let me just like share the thing I've already done. But then also like, I've just been recently like playing guitar on some friends like albums and tracks, and like to get back in the studio has felt really good. And I like, you know, the bands I'm playing with, like just being live and letting other people handle the content. That's awesome. But I guess like I think that I've come to a point of like really knowing what I want to say. So it's like, okay, now I am ready to like translate that in a way of like, okay, I did this thing, let me talk about it some more, and let me get past my slight frustration with the not the Instagram, but the Instagram. I guess like that weird wall of where we are in music now, because it's like back then in the day, whenever it was like you're doing the thing and somebody else is covering the thing that you're doing, and you don't have to think about that part about it. But like now it's like, okay, this is, you have to do all the things. And I just would rather like play for people and be in the room with people and be in the moment with people. But I am getting to the point where I'm like, okay, you got to do both. And like, I've already done the thing, so let me just share it and like, I guess like fine tune my voice within the platforms and all that. So.
Well, this is a perfect opportunity for you to promote yourself.
I guess we're doing it literally right now.
So if you want to let them know where they can find you.
Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, TikTok, sometimes.
What is it under?
Hokulani Kalua, Hokulani_Kalua, and then Spotify and Apple Music is just Hokulani.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. I'm excited for people to hear your music. And thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Fridays with Friends. Peace.